Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Embracing the Journey, featuring your host and most, Joshua King, and today I am on a sacred mission. I am on a sacred mission to defend a card that I love, that I've played in Boros Aggro in the past, a card that has been maligned by someone that, in all honesty, I do watch. I am subscribed to his videos. I love his content. However, he has maligned a card that I love in one of his top 10 worst videos. Top 10 worst time walks. Basically, the list is cards that emulate time walk, i.e. getting extra turns, but are poo-pooed. They're no good. There's one card he put on that list, though, that I disagree with wholeheartedly, and I disagree with such conviction that I'm willing to put my ranking on Arena at risk to prove him wrong. And that card is Chance for Glory. Now, as you can see, I don't have the deck that it goes in built yet because I wanted to build it right here so you can see the deck list for yourself. Especially considering there's a certain person in the comments on that video that says that there's no competitive deck list for this card. I say it goes in Boros Aggro as a main board. He disagrees. That person is Dare Redstone Pro. Well, Dare Redstone Pro, like I told you in the comments, I have an episode of Embracing the Journey that's going up, and I'm going to put it up right now after editing. But here you go. I'm going to build the deck and I'm going to put it up for you. And I predicted on there, I said it's going to go 7-3. It's actually going to do a little bit better than that, I think. We're going to do a little bit better than that. But let's build the deck first. First and foremost, red, white, Feather the Redeemed. That's the card. That, frankly, is the all-star. It's going to win most of the games. But I predict Chance for Glory is going to bring in a couple as well. So let's get Feather first. 3 copies. Let's put in our other cards now. Selecting them all. We want 2 Defending Clarions, 2 Chance for Glories. These 2 cards, they're not the all-stars of the deck. They don't win most of the games, but they are something that is very essential in both Magic and also professional sports. They are clutch. They are the cards that come in and save games, and or they secure games. Those games that might be close, that you need just that little extra push, they're the cards that get you there. This one, by gaining your life, that way you can fight off a mirror match, you can outrace your opponent on life, or wipe the board of those smaller creatures so that your 1 or 2 big ones can get through. In other words, let's say a pumped up 10th district, or a Feather, because Feather doesn't die to this. Chance for Glory is, hey, I just need 1 extra turn to get just enough damage in to win, or I need to protect my creatures from a board wipe because Esper Control is still a thing mine, and they like to Kaya's Wrath on turn 4. This says, no, I held my mana, you don't get to Kaya's Wrath on turn 4. Possibly you just one-side board wiped yourself, and it's instant. And I have an extra turn to get that little bit of extra damage I need. Maybe it's 3 points, maybe it's 5 damage, maybe it's 6. But that little extra you need so that you don't get an extra turn control deck. That's what that's for. Instant speed. See, Defending Clarion is sorcery, so it can't instantly take care of problems where this can. But this has more utility. It can work in more situations than this one. So it's a little bit more narrow, which to Nizzahon's point, that's what something he said, but it's instant speed. It's the reaction. It's the clutch 3 that you didn't see coming. So, what do we also put in this deck to go with it? Well, lands, obviously. Let's play 4 Cliff Top Retreats, 4 Sacred Foundries. Let's put in our 1 Temple of Triumph, because I do need to get some rares. So, that's going to happen. 15, 19, 22, 24. So, we're perfect there. We do need 1 other land, which we will get in a second. But for right now, we need to fill out the rest of that. 4 of those. 4 of those, absolutely. We're not playing Swiftblade Vindicator in this deck, even though it is a good card, because this deck's not going to have a lot of ways to put permanent counters on it, where that gets permanent counters, and that's very important for its survivability. We play 3 Justice Strikes, and that is 2 mana, kill a lot of creatures. Not every single creature. Some have more toughness than power, but there's a lot of creatures that will kill throughout the game, early, mid, and late. So it's still great. And then as far as we play 3 Tajiks, because Tajik can win games on his own. We play 4 Heroic Reinforcements, and Heroic Reinforcements is our it is our finisher. It is the finish, like in wrestling, it's the finishing move. It's I play it, and most of the time that's it. You're done. And especially when you're playing Chance for Glory, because you play that. On your extra turn, you play that. Boom, 1-2 punch. And it's a lot of damage on board all of a sudden over 2 turns. Now, what do we add to that? Because we got 15 more cards. Well, let's turn that off because we need to access the white spells. We play 1 white spell. We play 1 white creature in this deck that goes in, and we play 1 red creature that goes in. Hero or Precinct 1, because we're playing so many multicolor spells. And then as far as our red creature, let's just type it in. I think with the first name, you can understand who I'm talking about. That's right, Legion War Boss. And we play 3 of them. Now, we got 8 cards left. What could those 8 cards possibly be? I'll tell you what they are. Instants. And we're going to click our instant, and we're going to go white. We're going to take it off of Legion, and we're going to put that red back. That's what I meant to do. Alright, what we want is 2 cards. We want, find it, God's Willing. It's going to protect our creatures from getting destroyed. It's going to scry cards. With 10th districts, that's 2 scries. So 2 potential scries we will get through land pockets and get to more gas. And then the other one we want that's a single mana. Defiant Strike. Because hey, we're gonna scry off the Legionnaire and we're gonna draw off it. And that demystifying needs to go away. I might not work. Lands now. Lands, we're going to tick off instant, obviously. Okay. We're going to go that. And now we'll get to them. We want 2 Guildmage forms. And the reason for that is because every time we cast one of those multicolor spells, especially a little bit later in the game, so, for example, turn 4 Feather, turn 5 Feather, or turn 4 5 Tajik, or turn 3 or 4 10th District, they get buffed up. Again, that is protection. We buff up a Legionnaire or a Tajik, now our opponent doesn't get to shock it to death. Now they have to spend a Lightning Strike or something similar. A Feather, well, that gets out of Lava Coil range. Now they've got to hit a black kill spell or double up on the burn spells. So it just makes them a little bit bigger when they come in for a little mana, and especially later game, the mana's not going to be an issue. Except for Heroic Reinforcements, everything is 3 mana or less. So that extra mana goes into making our creatures a little bit bigger, which can be the difference. A couple extra points of damage. So that is the deck. We got Feather as the card that's displaying it, which is what we want. We want the sleeves now. I don't have all the sleeves. I wish I had a Boros sleeve. I don't. So what we're going to go is, we're going to go probably that right there. Select that. Okay, that is the deck. Now what do we call this deck? I personally want to call it Featherstorm. And that's what we're going to call it. So, now that the deck is built, we're going to play it, and here's my predictions. 10 games is what we're going to play. 10 games. And I said in the comments for Nizzahon's video, 2 Redstone Pro 7-3. That's what we record. Now, to be fair, I'll admit this, I did record a video, me playing Boros Aggro, before this, that I did end up deleting, because of sound quality only. Also, I was grabbing my coffee, and that my hand was blocking the camera, so I'll admit that. But I went 7-3 in that game, and exactly as I described in the comment. So, to Redstone Pro and to the masses, when I finish editing this video, there's going to be no cutaways, only going to edit for sound, because when I record these videos, the sound of my laptop fan is heard, and so I need to edit that out. Also, I need to edit out any silence in the video that's significant. Other than that, no cutaways, no nothing. It's 10 games back to back to back to back. Now, after those 10 games, if Chance for Glory does not do what it says it's going to do, I will eat crow. I will eat my words. However, I believe it will, and I'm predicting 2 games where Chance for Glory either protects my creatures and or gives me the extra turn, push in that extra damage. It's not a superstar. It's not the greatest time walk in history, but it's also not the worst. And in the right deck, it is an important part of Magic, the Gathering. In any competitive deck, that makes it to top tier. And you know what? I'll even go on another prediction. After rotation in the fall, Boros Aggro is going to be a top tier deck. I predict that. Because the only card that I'm going to lose in that deck is Heroic Reinforcements. And I think the deck can very well survive that, if not thrive on that with the next set having some new stuff. So I predict Boros Aggro hitting top tier. And Chance for Glory is that clutch card that can push games that might have not been able to be won to where they get won. It is clutch, and it is huge in Magic. Think back to top drawing Lightning Helix, or clutch drawing 4 lightning bolts. Those games that are famous on YouTube as being clutch moments. Okay? Same idea. But let's put our money where our mouth is, because we're going to play on ranked. I'm putting my ranking on the line. And as it turns out, I'm at gold 1 right now. So one of 2 things are going to happen. Either I'm going to go up to platinum. I think it's platinum. Platinum or diamond is the next rank up. I'm going to go to platinum or diamond thanks to these 10 games, or I'm going to go back down to gold 2. One of those 2 things is going to happen, and I'm putting this deck and that card as going to make it break it for me. That's how much I believe in it. And you know, finally say something. I love Nizzahon Magic. I love his videos. You know, and I respect his opinion. So this isn't me hating or being salty or anything. This is just me saying, okay, you've made your arguments. Here's my counter arguments. And here we go. This is the kind of hand I want. I go turn 2, I've got turn 3 feather or board wipe if my opponent plays really early tokens. You know, I'll obviously lose hero in that, but thing is that is the big key card. So I don't mind losing that and tokens early on if it means securing that, you know, that engine getting going. So turn Sacred Foundry, good and tapped. Also, the cat is the perfect colors. I don't have to change the color of the cat. It's perfect. Red and yellow. We have a Knight of the Ebon Legion. That is a card that's going to be, that is really good. And is only going to get better. That could also potentially be a top tier deck if it isn't already. It has Death Touch. And that's another note about Chance for Glory. If your opponent is sitting on a bunch of Death Touch creatures, and basically, oh, I can't get through because of Death Touch, guess what? You swing with your creatures, they block with Death Touch, you Chance for Glory, and suddenly that block is terrible for them. That's how that goes. So Feather, another Feather in the cap of that card. And Feather the Redeem comes out, and we've got some board presence now. We're going to swing because they have to double block this. And Knight is not going to Death Touch. So I'm going to put my hero at risk. Either my opponent's going to take 2, they're going to double block, and I'm going to kill one of them. Which, 1 for 1, I'm perfectly fine with because I'm making tokens. So I'm getting more creature advantage. Now if they don't tap any for anything, which they do, they kill Feather. Fair enough. They kill Feather. However, they can't pump up Knight now. So I'm going to take 2. I'm sitting on 3 potentially. And also Deafening Clarion being here means I lifelink. So we're actually going to Deafening Clarion, and we're going to lifelink. We're going to lifelink, gain 3, and we're going to race the opponent. Because we have the other ones back up. And we're going to hold on to Defiant Strike because we want to use it with Feather. However, we may go ahead and just cast it. Also, possibly, just depending on the situation. We have 3 others in the deck. And with Feather, we only need 1 in the hand. We don't need 2, 3, or 4. We just need 1. That'll keep coming back. So, but for now, we're safe. We're not going to use it right now because we don't want to basically empty ourselves of gas. Like I said, we're racing the opponent right now. We've got the lead. So they're going to play Dreadshade, and a very good card for mono black. 3/3 can pump itself, so you're looking at 6/6 when it swings, possibly. But not bad at all. Again, they're having to play cards, so they're not getting to use Knight. They'll swing their 1/2. We will take it. Yep, no blocks here. Yep, pass the damage. Yep. And as you notice, they've also got the swamp open, so they can make it a 4/4 if they need to. Alright, so we're going to play Tajik. We're going to get another token. He hastes. Play our mountain. And Tajik is going to be able to pump hero to a 3/3, so or pump something else. So I'm willing to take a chance on it. Again, we're racing. And we have the Deafening Clarion, so guess what? If our opponent wipes the board, okay, we'll wipe yours. So this is all about gaining advantage at this point. We have a board wipe on deck if we need to do it. And let's see, I don't want to pump. Do I want to? You know what? I want to pump hero so we force the block. We'll force the block here. And now another key to note too is if they block Tajik, I can first strike it. Is another thing. And they're just going to take the damage, it looks like. That suits me just fine. Your turn. Yeah. Having that mana open to first strike Magic was huge because they don't want to block it. Granted, they could have pumped the Dread Shade up. And they're going to murder Tajik. Yeah. Alright. You murder Tajik. You got it. You got it. At this point, we're probably going to play a little slower. We're going to basically, right now, we don't have the advantage creature-wise, but we've got Elite Life Lead, so yeah, we play Legion War Boss, so we're keeping the pressure. Now, it doesn't trigger Hero, unfortunately, but that's fine. Our opponent is not able to just swing recklessly against us. That's the idea. And I'm going to go ahead and pump him. Now, depending on how our opponent blocks, we may go ahead and pump him more. With the Defiant Strike, depending on what they block. Yeah, and yeah, this is a good time to do it. We 1 for 1, and we draw off it. And now, and here's the thing too, now they're going to commit mana to getting it back. Which means they're not committing mana tonight, or Shade. So the strategy here is, you got a lot of things you can pay mana for, but you can't pay mana for all of them. You have to start making tough choices. And it goes to your hand. So not only if they get it in their hand, then they have to cast it. So that's 4 mana being committed. And they play Magic. Alright. That's fair. Fair stuff. And it's going to make it a 4-4. Alright. So they're swinging 3-2. They can't. Yeah, okay, they retreat their Dread Shade, or are they going to swing it up? So that's 7 damage. But I've got lethal sitting on the board here. And I can lifelink. So we're not going to block. We're not going to block. There's no need to. They have no mana to cast anything else. We literally can just run over them at that point. Yeah, you get a 2-3, but that's not what I'm concerned with. So we're going to Sacred Foundry, and I'm going to hold Hero Precinct. We're actually going to pay 2, because again, we're going to gain a bunch of life here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to give them lifelink. We're going to create another token. And here's where we go to combat. And now we all attack. Going in. And I'm going to have you pump up that Gabi. So you have 6 creatures going in, you can only block 1, and that is lethal. Good game, good game. And that's why you play Deafening Clarion. Because even if you can't, if you're not wiping the board, you're outracing your opponent, and as that game showed, you're forcing your opponent to not swing nearly as hard. They couldn't swing. They couldn't commit their mana to that because I'm outracing them. And ultimately, that Eben and that Shade did not get to do very much in that game. Featherstorm again. So we are 1 win, 0 losses. Didn't see a chance for glory that game, so doesn't count as far as relevance, irrelevant, didn't draw it. What it did prove is that having 2 of Deafening Clarion wins you a game when it goes clutch. When it does what it's supposed to do. So I like I said before, Chance for Glory is exactly the same way, and should I draw a Chance for Glory, you'll see it. Now, that said, I can't double up Chance for Glory because, once you take the turn, you're dead next turn if you don't win it. But you play 2 of them, that way you have double the chance of seeing it in a game. So this is a hand I think we keep because we can get to Hero. We're a mana away from Tajik. We have 2 Defiant Strikes and a God Willing, so we've got the ability to protect our creatures and or draw into additional cards. And our opponent plays one tap, and it's a woodland stream, so not optimal. I mean, if it was a gate, it'd be a different matter because that's a whole deck in of itself. But the fact it's just a woodland stream, not so optimal. There's our third land. So we're set up to get another land and be ready to throw Tajiks down on turn 3. Turn 2 hero, turn 3 Tajik. That's pretty good. The opponent does have possible counterspell in hand. We're going to play Sacred Foundry and we'll pay the 2 life. We can get that 2 life back if need be. There we go. So playing blue-green. Opponent doesn't really have the kill it immediately potential. They can certainly bounce it. They can certainly play a creature and then fight the hero. And it's going to bounce it. Okay. So they're playing control. They're playing a delay tactic. Okay. So, Risen Reef, that tells me we're going to see Elementals. Elementals and Mana Ramp. And they're playing the colors for it. Blue, red, green. So, I'm going to play Tajik, and we're just going to go in. And the reason is because it can run over that Risen Reef. And when I play Legion War Boss next turn, one, I'm possibly will get another mana to protect it. Okay. So there's Omnath. It's going to kill Tajik. Frankly, I'd rather see it now than later in the game when it can hit something bigger. And then another land. So this would be a situation where getting Deafening Clarion would be good because we'd be able to wipe. And lo and behold. So, bye-bye. This may be the video that says Deafening Clarion coming in clutch. Yeah. It might be I will say this, if the argument against playing Chance for Glory ends up being valid, this video so far has definitely proven that you play Deafening Clarion more. Alright, so we're going to play Tajik again. And I'm going to have a God's Willing to protect it, is the idea here. If they block, it gets protected. So, next to combat, next attackers. Yeah, alright. We're not gonna let that happen. Pro Blue. And there's Chance for Glory. So, let's see if Chance for Glory validates my words. No attacks. I just stopped you. I basically made you waste a card. Now, granted, I did too, but I've got the card advantage right now. And when you're getting card advantage against a deck running blue, that's huge. So Ancestry, pumps their Brawler. They're going to take a little bit on the chin if they swing with it. But it's only going to be 4, and they're leaving themselves wide open. And they do swing. So it's a 4. We're going to take it. You have 1 card in hand, and let's see. So you definitely look for more cards. But you just left yourself wide open. We're going to play Legion War Boss because we're going to be able to mentor with Tajik. So we're not playing to win this game, win this turn, but we are planning to win in the next turn or 2. And that's going to be huge because that gives us a whole extra turn when our opponent is at low resources. They're going to Lightning Strike Tajik. can't really protect them, so yeah, right resolve. Right resolve. Now we're going to get 1 damage in. Okay, next to combat. Yep. Next to attackers. That has to swing in. And we're actually going to go ahead and pump it up to 2 and draw a card. Gives us more resources, and it draws us into a land, which is huge. Because we go hero, chance for glory, and now we got another token for the turn after. So, yeah, and there's Sacred Defender. 2 life. Inner's tap, because we're not going to use it yet. We're setting up. We're setting things up. Opponent has 1 card. Nissa. Alright. Nissa is definitely a thing. But again, this could potentially be they swing in on me. And if they do, that's a mistake. Yeah, they swing in both. That's 9 damage. No blocks. That does have vigilance, though. That is definitely a thing. The thing about Chance for Glory is we spring it on him. Alright. Guild Mage's Forum. We'll play it. Okay, so. Play hero. Now, we have to be careful we tap our mana here. There's one thing. Because if we do it right, we can also play the Defiant Strike. If we do it wrong, we're left without it. So that has to tap for colorless when we play Chance for Glory. Yeah, they have no cards in hand. They can't respond to this. So we are going to go into combat. We are going to create tokens. Okay. Going into attackers. All in. All in at face. Mentoring the God. Now, the key is we Defiant Strike the one that we are not swinging with. So we respond to blocks here. We respond to blocks with chance. We respond to damage with Defiant Strike. So the question is it going to block? Here we go. What's your decision? You've got 2 counters. You might burn them. A lot of thought has to go into this. Because you'd imagine if you're playing against Boros, you can definitely, if you play enough games, you think, okay, they might have that Chance for Glory. That is a card that's played. Okay, so they don't respond with that. Okay, so now we go to damage step. Here's where we're going to tap our land for colorless, tap for white, tap for red. Red, thank you. Play Chance for Glory. Make you hit. Okay. That resolves. Okay, now we should still be able to cast Defiant Strike, which we will. And we're going to cast it. It really doesn't matter. We're going to cast it on the 2/2. And we're going to draw an extra card. We draw a land, which is key because on the land we're not top drawing on our extra turn. We top draw a land on our extra turn. So, unfortunately, I don't think we win here. But I say this is still in Chance for Glory's favor because we put ourselves in a position where we could win. Had that been a Heroic Reinforcements or a Tajik or something like that, that was win potential right there. So I don't think that goes against Chance for Glory. it has explosive potential. So everything in, we're going to try it. They get 1 block. 6 attackers, 5 of them getting through. This could be win. And frankly, we want to give it to a 1/1 because I think we end up hitting them for 9. I think 2 because they get 1 block, and they're going to block a 2/2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we get them to within 2 damage. Even though this is a loss, I'd see that as in its favor for Chance of Glory. That, any 2 extra power from anything would have been win right there. So, we drew double land. So that was what killed us. Not the Chance for Glory. Because they would have responded with a swing and killed us anyway. In the aggro race, having an extra turn, that's where it shines. That's where it's clutch, is in the aggro versus aggro matchup. So 1 for 1. Go into game 3. The hope is we're gonna tear up. We'll see. And I'm gonna clear up my phone real quick and hopefully get my notices, and hopefully it doesn't block the camera at all. And we're going up against Lazaku, featuring that oh so handsome Johnny. Okay, we have Deafening Clarion, 2 10th districts, a heroic reinforcements, and land. Love that hand. That is the thing about this deck, because of the low mana cost overall, the low mana curve overall, and just the way the cards play. This is a deck that doesn't see a lot of bad hands that you have to mulligan. So, Johnny's roll. So, we're potentially facing Johnny's Pride Mates here. Think we go Guild Mage's Forum, and because the deck doesn't necessarily have to be faster and everything, it just has to play smarter combat and everything. So we'll go Guild Mages, that way we can have a 3/3 hasty creature instead of a 1. Okay, so they gain life, but they're not playing a Johnny, so getting done. Now we have to make sure that we use the Guild Mage's Forum because the deck's not going to automatically do it. So red, cast 10th district, that makes the other land white, and now we got a 3/3 coming in. Which in most games is going to be 3 to the face because they're not going to block with their mana producer. They're going to take that 3. And they're playing colors that mean they're not going to be able to strike things down super easy. Alright, so they're going to respond with their own. Alright, and another elf. Okay, you got it. Alright, Clifftop Retreat. And you're going to, again, red. So, that. 3/3. And we're going to hold off. We're not going to swing into a 4/4. Our opponent's going to wait. That sounds good to us. We could do it. We got a backup one as the key. Yeah, let's go. Let's put the pressure on. They block. They're gonna 10th district is gonna kill a Pride Mate, and they got other 2/2s to deal with. So that's 12 potential damage on board, unblocked. They're gonna have to make some kind of response. They're gonna respond with a Cellular Wreckage. Yep. That card still gets played. So we're going to search for land. 2 plains, 2 mountains. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now, depending on what we play, they play another primate. Okay. So this is going to be a situation where we're going to board wipe. Because they'll still keep their 5/5, but we're getting rid of everything else. So let's get rid at least of 3 of their creatures. We're at heroic reinforcements. So we go to combat, and if they block, they lose their Johnny. So we're going to be a little low on life with that Primate being up, but there's potential here. Again, what we're dealing, a lot of these games we're dealing with the explosive turns. So how explosive can we get? Magic's nice. And you know what? We should have did that. Yeah, you got to keep that in mind. And next, we're going to swing in with 2. And the reason we're doing 2 is because we can God's Willing our token, give it Pearl White, block the Primate, and that's a turn that our opponent doesn't get in. So, damage. So we can chump their God's Willing and live through it and set up the next turn. Good. They're playing land, so they literally get Dryad. That's fine. Yep. You got it. You got it. Resolve. Yep. And they're not going to swing. Okay. So we got a God's Willing that's going to make something unblockable, and there's Feather. So yeah. Oh crap! I keep forgetting about that. No, I need to write down Guild Mage's Forum. Make sure you trigger it. All right. We still have the God's Willing. So we're in a good, actually really good position right now. Yeah, 3 attackers. We're going to mentor the 3/3, the 2/2. Alright. And see, this is why we didn't waste the God's Willing. We took it to, Alright, so they do that. Now we're going to God's Willing and give it Pearl White. So now we don't lose our Tajik. And we put a plains down. And then we will get that God's Willing back and be able to protect a creature on their turn. And things get through. We get our God's Willing back, and their Primate is still stuck 6/6, but can't get through. That is one of the big glaring problems with the Giant's Primate. As great as it is, there's so many games where, God, you need to give it trample. You need to give it away to trample. I would argue, unless you're playing, now my version of Johnny, as you know, I'm playing one that clones him, where I play the black, a Johnny's Primate. As in black, as in that's the colors, and it flies, and that kind of thing. It has the same exact effect as Johnny's Primate, except it flies. But that's the huge problem right here, because I can God's Willing Feather, give it Pro White, and block. It's going to swing in and do nothing. I can just repeat that, and I think my opponent realizes it, which is why they pulled the Giant back. They realize, I'll just block it. I'll chump block it. You can't stop it. feathers at yeah, there's another Tajik. Now it's legendary, so we can't go in like that. But if they kill Tajik, now I can replace him. So we're gonna go all in again. Whatever gets blocked will get protected. And this time we will mentor the 2/2, and it does it automatically. So what would you like to block? You block Tajik. I respond. I give it protection from a Johnny, and I get my spell back. And I get to scry my next card. Justice Strike, that's hot, because that's a Johnny killer. The Johnny will never get greater toughness than power, so it just dies to that. 1 life, in turn. Give me my Gosling back. Alright, resolve. Now I took a chance here that Johnny's not going to get to 8 mana. Okay. See, I will realize that for next game is that I should have left a blocker up. So, here's the thing. I'm not, even though I played 23 years of Magic, I make play mistakes all the time. Most of the reason why I make these videos is so I can look back on my games and realize where I made mistakes. 2 mistakes I made in that game. Not utilizing my guild forum, and in that situation, not leaving a single blocker up to deal with a Johnny should he have got pumped by, let's say, a 2/2 game 2 life. That card. Still pulled the win out though. So 2 wins, 1 loss. And so far, Chance for Glory has not lost me any games. It almost won me a game. So if we're on the scorecard, I say it gets half a point, because it got me within a shock of winning a game. So half a point for Chance for Glory as far as my book goes out of 3 games. If it gets 2 points or more, I say that is enough proof that it should not be on Nizzahon's list of worst time walks. Middle of the road time walk? Not great, not poor. That you can argue. But worst? But number 7 on worst? No. Don't think so. And we're not, and that's just standard. We're not even talking about its potential on Commander. There's plenty of decks that love to abuse extra combats that would love also taking like an extra turn to abuse those combats at instant speed. And that has, I should note, has been mentioned by other people in the comments. I don't want to take their credit away. They give the credit, they're the ones that mentioned it. Sacred Foundry. We're going to go ahead and play 10th Legion, 10th District, because we don't have Guildmaster up. So there's no reason to delay in the turn. Put him in, force you to double block. Yep. I don't mind losing a 10th District, especially when it forces my opponent to lose both their blockers. So card-wise, it's a 1-for-1. But it stops their momentum, and I've got bigger plays. Alright, and again go 2 and a 1. Sure. Alright. We're going to play Tajik. We're going to hold him because he can get 1/1, and I'd rather have a God's Willing up to protect him. And or just give him first strike. So, we'll play Tajik. See what opponent does. There's a couple ways they could go. They could just keep playing tokens. They could play, yeah, and that's what they're going to do. They could play things that basically drain life whenever creatures died. The Poison Archer. Certainly Slime Away. I think his name is Slime Away. Something like that. Can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, give a chance to record anything. Yeah, so I think if this reads right, we can protect Tajik from that effect. So let's God's willing our Magic. And we're going to give him pro-white. And then we're going to definitely clear on the board. And that should protect him and let him through. If not, we're still 3-1-ing our opponent. And I've got a Tajic as backup. So let's pro-white. And we see that we got a Legion War boss coming up, and I love it. So we're going to do both effects. We're going to gain 3 life, hopefully, and protect him from damage. Because it deals it to each creature, so even though it's not targeting, it still protects him from taking that damage. Yep, exactly how it's supposed to work. He can't, he can be targeted, he just can't take any damage. And we got a 3-2 with lifelink. So we're going to gain 3 life with nothing else. They can take 3 or block. Another reason why Deafening Clarion is really good. In a deck that runs God's Willing. And Fungal Infection, yep, okay. So they still had to burn cards to do that. So, and yeah, so that's still good. And we got Tajic, another Tajic coming up. So still winning in my book. They just spent their hand. Spent their hand, and the life is eaten. Alright. So we got Legion War Boss, and we're going to play Legion War Boss right now. Because somebody's going to be swinging immediately, and they're going to trade. They're either going to trade or take 1. That heroic reinforcements on deck. So they're going to trade. They'll get their 2/2. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking damage. It's not how much damage you get dealt. It's how much damage you deal. Especially if you're of the mindset like I am. As long as I've been playing, that your only important life is your last one. The only one matters. Only your last life matters. Everything else is just gravy. So, come on in, buddy. And we're gonna hold the Justice Strike. We're gonna see how they block before they recommit to it. So let's go all in. Also, we keep our mana open in case we decide to push them. So we're gonna Legion War Boss. Because we want him to be able to mentor bigger, keep being able to mentor. We want that to keep being relevant. So how do you want to block? See, if you double block, I give him first strike. You can double block a token just fine. I'm cool with that. Okay, so they do that, and now we first strike him. Yeah, so now he takes no damage. And you take 5. So we are on a winning track right now. So we saved our Justice Strike for something bigger. Okay, so they do that. And they don't swing. Alright, Defiant Strike. Good. So we are going to maybe play Heroic Reinforcements. I kind of like the idea. Yeah, let's do it. I think we put the pressure on. Again, we've got the card advantage, we've got the creature advantage. And now we mentor a lot of things. All in. You have no cards in hand, you have no responses. Nothing that can trigger abilities. So we will pump that up to 2 off 4 bosses. We will pump that up to 3 off of Tajics. And I still got a Defiant Strike if I want to use it. If we need that extra point of damage. So, you're going to trade there. You're going to block War Boss. 2. 3. You're committing your whole board to it. Okay. Sure. I am going to Defiant Strike 10. And it wouldn't have Wouldn't have been lethal, but it certainly would give me an extra card for next turn. That would have set up for lethal. Alright. So far we are 3-1. Out of 3-1, 4 games down, 6 to go. And our reward is a Basilica Bellhawk. Okay, decent enough. We're still earning a little bit of gold, not too much. Little bit. 61. We're almost 2/3 of the way to getting our max level and getting the Winged Cat. And I really love. I was mentioning the card before in the for a Johnny, Bloodthirsty Aerialist. That is the black of Johnny's Primate. And that art, that cosmetic art alternate will be sweet. I love holographics. We are on game 5. And I really wish I could grab a drink of coffee right now, but I'm going to end up blocking the camera, so we can't drink any Joe until we finish giving our opponents the business. We are facing Zaxter. Alright, Zaxter. Alright, Zaxter. Again, great hand. We have Hero, we have 10th District, we have Legion, we have Heroic. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. I love it. And 3 of the 5 cards that aren't mana are playable with the hand we have. That's ideal. There's not a lot of bad hands in this deck. And we can literally put that in tap, put Cliff Top in after, and be ready to go. And as it sits, we'll play Hero, then play 10th District on the next turn, have Defiant Strike up to go along with it. And they play that in tap, and again, not an optimal land. I don't know if players just don't have the rares to get cards, which is possible, or they're simply prepared for rotation when cards like Cliff Top Retreat are going to go bye-bye. Could be one or the other. Okay, so Night Ghost, right. Alright. Decent flyer. Surveil. So we could see some Surveil synergy with, like, a disinformation campaign to make me discard cards. Definitely could see that potential. Let's play 10th District. Let's put the pressure on. We get tokens. We get a 2/2. We go to combat. And we've got Defiant Strike to help things out. They can't play anything, they can't boost that up in any way. So we are going to Defiant Strike our Legionnaire, make it bigger, get cards. And that's a Clarion which we will play, or we will have in the hand. That is our card to life gain, to race our opponent, or wipe the board if the board state is not optimal. And that's fantastic. Alright. As it sits, we'll probably play War Boss. And they play last night. Alright. Again, Surveil, they're trying to get that Phantasm tap 3 counters so they can swing with it. And there's Chance for Glory. So, here's the way I see it right now. Board state. Legion War Boss. Clarion if we need it, if for some reason the board gets too crazy. Chance for Glory to get the extra turn and go ham. So, yeah, let's play Legion War Boss. Now, we are not swinging in with most everything. We're going to hold them back. We're going to swing with the one that we have to swing with. We're setting up right now. We're going to set up for next turn. We were going to go 2 turns. We're going to go Chance for Glory, and then the next turn we're going to go Reinforcements, and that should be lethal. Even if our opponent does not swing in. Okay, we're playing Hand Surveillance, so that's going to be an irrelevant card right now. They'll get to surveil more, but it doesn't give them any card advantage, doesn't give them any creature advantage. We have 2 left. Essentially so they can Lazov something, potentially. They swing with the sprite to surveil. So that leaves them one less blocker. It makes it so that can now swing on their next turn. But unfortunately for them, because it happens during the attack step, they can't swing now. So, yeah, here's where we go to tell. We are going to see how they block. And the way this card works the best is when our opponent makes blocks, and then we get to say, "Oh, your blocks are bad. Your blocks are not good. They are poo-poo." So 5 attackers in, and they are going to block one of them. And there we go. And note, this is turn 5. So they're going to block there. They are going to block there. Chance for glory. 3 of them get in. We make another human that is going to be able to get buffed by reinforcements next turn. And now all those blocks don't matter. There's 7. Now, if our opponent was allowed a turn, they'd have 7 damage potentially, or they'd be able to hold back, and they'd be able to play something to, let's say, wipe the board, bounce some things, that kind of deal. As it is, they get to sit and watch me heroically enforce that thing in the game. This card, Chance for Glory, is the clutch card. Chance for Glory is the insurance. It ensures that the opponent does not get to respond. They are put in a position where they need to be able to deal with the situation, and they're not given that next turn to do so. That is what its value is. That is why it's not one of the worst Time Walk cards. It is actually good, really good in Standard, really good in Commander. It's not Modern playable, it's not Vintage or Legacy playable, but it is good in Standard, really good in Standard, really good in Commander, and that's good enough to not be on a worst list like that. And you just saw why. We are halfway in, and Chance for Glory has already, in 2 games, won 1 game and almost won a second. So the defense is offering its case. Again, we got 5 games to go. And while the loading screen, I will grab coffee, and I apologize for the blocks of camera. Getting thirsty. I'm thirsty for more wins, too. And I'm thirsty to tear up. Against Matage. Or Matage. It's probably Matage. By the way, for the record, you pronounce my username Eminent Sakti. It's actually the name of my Skyrim character. One of. Eminent, at least, it has specific meaning. I believe it's daughter of the sun in Egyptian. When I looked it up, I believe that's what it means. And that's what it's going for, because my character in Skyrim is a female Argonian. So, the Sakti just sounded like a cool last name. We're gonna play Guildmaker's Forum on the next turn. For now, we're gonna see if that touches me. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to we're gonna play 10th District. Actually, yeah, we're gonna play 10th District, but we're not going this right now. We're gonna just have it ready for next turn. If anything, that actually helps, because Tajik can enter it. Okay, so they play that. Right. Okay, so they swing for 2, and now it's an optimal block. We'll go ahead and block it. It wouldn't have been an optimal block if, before, but now that it's bumped up, we'll go ahead and block it. Because now we're going to be able to power the 10th. I might have screwed that up a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we'll play another tank district. We're actually going to swing because I don't think they want to block with Legion Lieutenant, because that's your lord to pump up your other vampires. So predicted that they probably wouldn't want to block with their Legion, and I was right. Now they're going to play Bloodthirsty Analyst, yeah. So this is a situation where I'm more than happy to board wipe. Yeah, I'm more than happy to board wipe at this point because we're going to get rid of both of those. Yeah. Yep. And if we don't... Come on, thank you. When it kills the lieutenant, it'll also kill the aerialist because it doesn't have its pump anymore. So we're a little behind on cards, but then again, we got Tajik, we got the ability to make him worth 3 haste when he comes in. There's Death Touch. If we get a land, we may go just play Tajik Swing. Yep, play Tajik Swing and have first strike to back him up. And that's where we're going to go. It's a little rough right now. We've had to trade early on, but just based on the opponent's playing, I like my chances. So, Tajik, you're either going to block and I'm going to first strike him, or you're going to lose 3. And you've got to at least make it yeah, you're going to unblock. Or you're going to pump him up. You got to pump him up to at least a +3 toughness in order to survive this. I didn't get a chance. Oh, because of the land. Okay. Yeah. There's the land. Okay, so that's something to note too. Is yeah, should have used that to play Tajik and not the other. Okay, that's fair. I think we're still in a good position, but yeah, play mistake. That's why we make these videos.
This isn't your average zombie horde.
No, it's not. It is not the average zombie horde, Liliana. Thank you for that reminder. I'm going to be reminded right now why you are a top tier card. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? You play Liliana, and I don't see any way around it. We are going to go ahead and scoop the game. Play mistakes, that one play mistake, and also having to trade early on, that was what happens, the loss, but it's still good. Out of 6 games now, we are 4-2, so still a really good record. 4-2 with 3. We need 4 wins more to get to the next tier up. So, and like I said, so far we have proven that Chance for Glory is not one of the top 10 worst Time Walk cards. Nizzahon Magic, we have proven that, and the commenter that says, "Hey, show me your proof." There's the proof right here. This video. We will have it up on YouTube in a couple hours. We're going to get it edited. Massey Effect. As much as I played Mass Effect back in the day, and even recently, I respect the hell out of that. I also respect the fact that I've got, and I finally have hit a hand that's not ideal. So let's mulligan it down. Much better. Yeah, we only have one red source, but this deck, one of its things too, is that it only needs one red source. And we're going to go ahead and take planes out. 6 cards, take out planes because everything in our hand is still castable. Alright, Massey Effect. Are you a Garrus are you a Garrus and a Shepherd? Or are you a Reeve? Are you the commander and or the coolest Tarkarian that you've ever seen, or not Tarkarian, I'm thinking Mortal Kombat, coolest Turian ever, or are you just the subpar Krogan that you get when you do the despicable act of letting Rex die? What are you? What are you, sir? What are you, madam? We're going to find out today in this game playing blue, white, green. Playing Shimmer of Possibility. Let's see. Let's see what's in the cards. Teo the Shield Mage. Oh, somebody's afraid. They're playing Shield Boy. Don't you know Shield Boy doesn't win games? What are you doing? I'm going to show you how irrelevant your Shield Boy is. Tragic, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Cards Are Right. Go in for 3. Go in for 2. You're at least taking 2 damage. I don't care about... Actually, you're taking at least 3, and I don't care about your shield. Yep, 5 shield. I mean, the reason you play it is because your opponent... If you play it, you get hexproof, but we're not playing a burn deck, so it don't matter. The only thing... I don't think I play any cards that directly target the opponent, so yeah. Bond of Flourishing, so you could get a big guy here, big creature. What are you going for? Big creature, another tail. Okay? I'm not targeting your tail. I don't give a damn about your tail. Okay? Your tail looks like Justin Bieber if he decided he wanted to planeswalk for a day. Seriously, Justin Bieber planeswalker. That's what he is. Well, Justin Bieber, take your ass back to Canada, dude. And I love Canada. I love Canada, but Canada can have Justin Bieber. Go back. And now we're getting into politics because certain elite commander-in-chief talk about people going back to the countries that he assumes they are from when they are from the United States.
I'll block them off.
Yeah, he even sounds like Justin Bieber when he starts talking. Is that? He even sounds like him. Ugh. Okay. On to Magic. Feather the Redeemed, the linchpin, the centerpiece of the deck. We get multicolored spells. We get our Defiant Strikes and God's Willings back, and we do big damage. So combat, attackers, fly, my friends, at face. Fly at face. Thank you. Let's say hexproof does not extend to stopping me from attacking you. And yeah, make that 2/2. What you got? You gonna block or you gonna double block? Or you gonna double block? Yes, you're a double block. Alright. So we are gonna Defiant Strike. 2/2 that got through. Feather is going to return that card to us, and we get a land. We lose Tajik, but it's a 2-for-1, and I'm okay with that. Because you just lost all 3 of your creatures. And we get our Defiant Strike back, and I believe Teo cannot create any more walls. Is that right? No more walls for Teo? No more walls for Teo. So now you got to cast a Teo to replace your Teo, or you got to cast Shimmer Possibility. Yeah. So searching for stuff. Sacred Foundry, we will play that. Paying 2 life because we want to go in and beat face with Legion War Boss. And put ourselves at 5 wins and 2 losses for the day. Next to combat. We got something else that can mentor all in. Swing at the face. And we're gonna do it. And save a Defiant Strike for the lethal turn. Frankly, I'm doing it because I want to keep Justice Strike. Sure. Alright. So wiping the board. Okay. Alright. Well, yeah, we got the board wiped. That hurts. Life advantage, though. So, yeah, that's right. So there are.
As a shield mage, I
This is very much combo deck at this point.
To support my allies.
Because they're basically trying to delay my aggro until they get their pieces. Because they're playing defenders, though, I can't hit their creature with Justice Strike. So this could be a turnaround. I don't think it is, though. Especially because I have that. We're going to get through for more damage. And the thing about this is we're going to optimize that damage. We are going to get them. Swing both at their face. We're going to whatever gets blocked is going to kill the wall. Whatever doesn't get blocked is going to go for face. That is the goal. And we're going to draw 2 cards off of it. Yep. Block 1. Defiant Strike. Yeah, right there. Get a land. Defiant Strike. The unblocked one. Draw another card. And we get another Heroic Reinforcements. Okay, I'd say this is GG. Outside of you wiping the board again. That's the one thing. And we're going to hold the land because we don't need to play the land this turn. Yep, they wiped the board again. Okay. You wiped the board again. So we will basically do that all over again.
Talk to the wall.
Okay. Talk to my Heroic Reinforcements. We're going to get in for at least 2 more. And we will temple this time because I want to see what we got coming up. Get out of here, land. We don't need any more land today. Next to combat. Next to attackers. All in. Get 2 more damage in. 2 more damage in. So we got you at death. Yep, next to damage. I mean, the board wipes are board wipes. I agree with that. It slowed us down for sure. I won't discredit Massey Effect. You definitely slowed us down. You definitely saved yourself. You're playing more Teos. That's fine. The way I see it, the more shields you put up, the less you're playing things that can actually win you the game. You're not winning the game. You're stopping you from losing. You're stopping yourself from losing. That's the philosophy there. Now, granted, I'm probably not going to draw a 3rd Heroic Reinforcements. In this case, I draw land. But like I said, right now you're not winning the game. So what are you going to do to win the game at this point? What are you going to do? I'm waiting to see a prison realm. Okay. So you're going to trap a 1/1 token. So again, this is just delaying, slowing me down, not stopping me, not doing damage, not finding your win condition. If you had some kind of mill engine, this would make more sense. You basically are using your mill engine to win while stalling. But without the mill engine, all you're doing is stalling. You're creating a bunch of walls and that's it. And the biggest thing about this is one Deafening Clarion clears your walls. I mean, I can board walk too. So I could definitely Clarion and win. So, Well, I'll play that because that's going to make us more tokens later on. So, you know, that's the other thing too with my deck. Like, versus this in this situation, I can out token you. If you don't keep clearing my board, I'm going to out token you. I'll just strike something just to make another token, if that's what I have to do. Okay, so you Prison Realm. You have Prison Realm. I assume hero. Okay. I'm tempted to do. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to just strike my own hero. Yeah. Just to get the token. That way it makes your Prison Realm less effective. Because your deck's not, your deck is not playing creatures with equal power toughness, so that makes Just to Strike now a wasted card. It at least got me an extra token on the board. And there's a God's Willing, so what that's going to do is you decide to target my tokens again, I'm going to protect them. Notice it doesn't stop another board wipe, but it can stop other things. Like unsummoning the tokens, for instance. And if I get Feather out, it sets up for that. Okay, so now we're playing actual things that can deal damage. And that's not bad, setting up for Saproling, especially if you play the Tree Folk that gives, I think it's Tree Folk, a Dryad that gives 2/2 to saps, and makes more saps. Okay, so 10th District. Alright. Now here's where we might get some damage in. Because we're going to go ahead and attack with that 10th District. Basically going to set up. And this is lethal if it goes through, so they have to block with something. The question is what are they going to block with? I can God's Willing to prevent damage. Also make it a 3/3, so it's going to double block walls, triple block walls. Okay, fair enough. I will God's Willing them and at least take one of them out. And scry, so I make my next draw quality. And we scry into another 10th District. I like it. So, go white. So you lose a wall and I get another 10th District next turn. Alright, so you're down a wall. What else you got? So far playing Saprolings, Walls, and Teo. So Justin Bieber and Friends. Like I was saying before. March of the Monsters. Okay, making a lot of soldiers. Yep. Alright. You got 10 1/1s. I got a 10th District. We're going to pass turn. Basically, this is how they win, it looks like. So they make a bunch of those 1/1 life linkers and then gain the life back. And basically stall out until they do it.
I am Teo.
So,
let me be your shield.
right. Okay, Justin. Okay, Justin. So they life gain, essentially. That's how they win. They have to stall until they get that card. So what we're going to do in response is we're definitely going to take it on the chin this turn, but if we make some quality blocks, we can at least make them lose out on this a little bit too. So we want to get rid of a couple of the life linkers because you life gain once and that's it. They're presenting 9 damage on the board, so that's roughly half of what we got. Now here's the thing, if we get Deafening Clarion, we can gain life too, so we can get that life back. Defiant Strike. Alright, so we're going to play it right now, we're going to put it on 10th District, we're going to pump them up, because we're going to draw an additional card. And we're going to scry that Plains away because we do not need land right now. We get a hero, so it's another creature. Alright. So it gives us something else. And again, we're going to not attack. So we're going to clear more blockers out of the way. Nizzahon's binding, alright. So you're going to bind away a 10th district. Or no, you're binding away hero. That makes sense.
Anything to support my allies.
Okay. Okay, Justin. You got more tokens, and I'm going to lose more life. But I still have the chance to win. Still have the chance to win here. You have to leave blockers up. Excuse me. 7 damage so far. You're going to commit 8, 9, 10. You got 10 of it, so I can't just not block. 10th district will block a life linker. 10th district will block a life linker. And that's the block. If I did my math correct, I should be at 1 life. Alright. Here we go. And we got land. Okay, so good game. That was a lot of land in a row. Which unfortunately that will kill anybody's deck. So, as it sits right now, we should be at a little rough. 4-3 as it is. Yeah, so we kind of ran even. We have 3 more games. We're going to cross fingers, dot the I's, cross the T's. We're going to get 3 wins in a row. That's what we're going to go for. I see little play mistakes here and there that I'd be another game up if I hadn't made those mistakes. Otherwise, if you hit a couple lands in a row, in spite of scrying, that'll do anybody's deck. That also will do your deck as if you draw no mountains. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, so keep 6. And we're going to take out that Justice Strike. You know what? No. We'll take that out. Granted, it's a linchpin, but we don't need 2 in the hand. Because that means one of those is a dead card. I would much rather have a Justice Strike. Okay, so Sacred Foundry. Intact. We may go for the wait on the 10th district till turn 3, depending on things. Okay. No, we're gonna go. We're gonna go in. God's Willing's great. We got Feather. So, yeah, we will go in. See if we can outrace Merfolk. They're not going to block it because River Sneak is one of their good cards. They don't want to lose it. So now it's really who can outrace who. Okay, and so, yeah. River Sneak's going to be a 3. At some point, that River Sneak's going to die very hard. In fact, I think, frankly, it's going to die hard right now. We're going to play Feather first, though, because we want to keep getting our God's Willing back. So, no attacks for this turn, but we are going to set up for next turn. Next turn, we're going to set up. Keep in mind in this deck, if they play Sleep, it taps everything. That's their finisher. My finisher is Heroic Reinforcements. Their finisher is a Sleep, or anything that taps my entire board down. Crash and Tide to return cards. That's certainly a viable strategy. Next turn it won't work because God's willing to protect it from that. So they get it for that turn, but they're not going to get that same play next turn. And we're at 16 lives, so we're still doing really good. And I don't want to play because we won't be able to protect Feather if we cast it now. We want to cast it defensively. If we had another mana open, we would absolutely just play it on both turns. Resolve it. You're not targeting my creatures at the moment, so it's fine. Resolve. Yep. And you've got unblockables, but it's still not super amounts of damage, so it's okay for now. Taking 2 damage is okay. That said, we will use the God's Willing on the 10th district just to pump him up. Okay. So we will give 10th district, Pro Blue, thus triggering 10th district and Feather. Our opponent may respond to this, so that is the risk that they respond to it and thus kill it before it gets to target, or it gets to resolve. The 10th district's great though because it says when you cast, so it gets its 1/1 counter regardless. Granted, that doesn't matter as much if they bounce, and there's Chance for Glory, which we will take. This may be another game with Chance for Glory proves that it is really good. So let's Pro Blue. And again, scries up Chance for Glory, which we love and we take. Okay, there we go. Now, here we'll play the Guild Mages for him. It's a good situation for it. And I'm trying to think why I didn't get my... Hold on, let me read that a little bit. Huh, why didn't I get my That's a little sketchy. Unless I, because I cast it on, I gotta think about that. I'm trying to think why I didn't get my card back. Like, because my opponent didn't play anything. I gave it Pro Blue, and I targeted it, so what the dealio? Okay, well, we still got our God's Willing back. So maybe it's just the... Okay, you know what? I understand now. Because we cast it at the end of turn, had to wait until my next end step for it to be legal. And, yeah, we're just going to recast it. And Pro Blue so you don't get to bounce it. Okay, so that explains it. Because when you cast on the end step, it has to wait till the next end step to resolve. But it still resolves. So, okay. So you don't get bounced by Feather. Thank you. You gotta wait till the end of his turn, though, his or her turn, though, to get that card back. So, yeah, I mean, that's something to keep in mind. Here's Velvet, draw 3, then put 2 cards. Sure. I've got Justice Strike if I decide to kill something. Resolve. Which, whatever River Sneak gets biggest and tries to go after me, that's the one that I will knock out. We just will not have it go on. If anything, I hope to cast something else to commit more cards to their strat. Because I don't want Justice Strike to just sit. One River Sneak is much better to deal with than 2. So let's see. Well, they could play a 2-mana spell. So let's see what they got going on. Okay. So we're going to Justice Strike one of those River Sneaks and say bye-bye to it, hopefully. They could counterspell. And certainly 2-mana counter non-creature spells exist. Negate, for instance. But nope, it dies. So, good deal. You will get God's Willing back. Okay, they pump up River Sneak to get more damage in. But I think we might have lethal potentially here. My turn. We don't want. Yeah, Hero Precinct 1. So yes, Hero Precinct 1. And here we have to be careful how we tap our mana. I want colorless spent on this. Red, white. Chance for Glory. We gotta get our extra token. We're going to get 2 straight turns. We're going to, God's willing, 10th District, Pro Blue, that way he gets in unblockable. Because guess what? We can play unblockable too, and that's a Tajic with haste. Punt scoops. That was death. Scryed up, Tajic. That's an extra 3 damage. Yep, that's the game. So, that's game number 8. We are 5-3, and Chance for Glory has won 2 games and almost won a 3rd one. So I say that's 2.5. That's over 2 points out of 8 games. The proof is adding up, my friends. Your opponent, it takes in a game where you are racing each other. It's nitro. You know, if this was a car race, it's that extra. It's the nitrous tank. All of a sudden, you're racing ahead out of the blue, and your opponent's like, "What the hell? I thought I had another turn." Nope, you don't have another turn. You have scoop. So here we go. Plains flipped up and perfect hand. Let's go. 2 Legionnaires, Defiant Strike. I love it. So let's play it correct. Plains, then we'll play flip top, then we'll play that. And they play land and tap, which seems better, and we have thirds. So when you see a hand like this, it's called we go aggro, pump that gas pedal, all in, smack. And another tap. So yeah, they get a Mist Cloak Herald. Okay, I get another 10th District. We go in again. And because we have 2 Defiant Strikes, we will use 1 this turn. God's willing. Perfect. Now, one thing might have been a plain mistake is we should have waited to see which one didn't get blocked. But I have a feeling they're not going to block either one. Although they might. They might block. The 4 damage might be too much. Yep. That's fine, though. Tempo-wise. Tempo-wise is fine. Yeah, they're going to bounce it. Okay, I respect it. There's a second God's willing, so 10th District. And now we'll see which one they block. All attack. Go in for more damage. And they don't, so we're going to save it. We'll save it for if they try to bounce one of them or kill it. We will respond with protection from that color. You cannot do it. Triple tip for lost, alright. Triple tip for lost. And if you're hearing cat right now, that is one of the cats that Fearless Leader and Lucia own. Very nice cats. Here's Hawk. So a little bit of life gain. A little bit of life gain on Siren Storm Tamer to prevent me from targeting my opponent or their creatures. That stops Justice Strike, but not too much else. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And more whining from the cat. So, now, we will go ahead and target a God's willing to pump one of those districts up. And we get heroic reinforcements, which we're going to go ahead and... You know what? No. Absolutely keep it. That is our finisher. And believe it or not, sometimes you actually do have to hit somebody with the Stone Cold Stunner twice in a row to finish them off. So we'll hold on to that. We will play another 10th District. And we got a God's willing. If they decide to block, double block something, we can makes them go 2 for 1 or possibly even 3 for 1 here. Lots of damage. If you decide double or triple block, it's gonna cost you. Yeah. Okay, so. So the question is, what do I want to protect? I don't. Yeah. All right. That's God's willing. That one. We'll give it, and that's a guild range form. Perfect. We will give it. Guild Mage's form. So we lose 1, but they lose their entire board. I will do that all day. I lose 1 creature, you lose your whole board. Suits me just fine. I got 2 heroic reinforcements on deck. Yep. Alright. You lost. In fact, I'm going to tell them good game. You just lost. Yeah, you can't stop the train. The train is too powerful. And I've got a backup heroic after that resolve, so you can kill 1 creature and lose your whole board. But if you do, you will lose the game because 10 damage. So, yeah, you have to go down to 6, no creatures on board. You base that to board wipe. Which you can. You can certainly board wipe with a Clarion. So you'll bounce 1. Get that, and we are going to pay 2 life because we're going to have a Defiant Strike up that's an extra damage. So, come on, Heroic. And this is why you keep those Heroic Reinforcements. Sometimes you have to double Stone Cold Stunner your opponent, and they scoop. 6 to 3. 1 more game in. So, if we win this next game, I won't have to edit my comment to Mr. Redstone Pro because it will be exactly what I said it was going to be. As if you needed more proof that when I say something, it's gospel. Again, no cutaways, nothing like that. I'm playing back to back to back back with no edits other than sound. So this isn't me trying to cheaty face. This is just me knowing my deck. And, just a testament to if you believe in something, defend it. Also, I want to say Godard is the French director who said if you want to critique a movie, you need to make another movie. Or if you want to critique a movie, you need to make a movie in response. I learned of that quote from Bob Chipman, a.k.a. Movie Bob, a.k.a. The Game Over Thinker, so I have to give him credit for that. I should have, probably in hindsight, should have looked that quote up before I said it, but the idea is that when it comes to movies or videos, if you truly want to respond to it definitively, put up the proof with another video. Put your money where your mouth is. I did just that. I put my ranking on the line, and I put my reputation on the line. And so far, my reputation and the reputation of Chance for Glory as a viable card in Standard and Commander, and not one of the worst Time Walk card variants ever, has been justified. 100%. We are going to play Legion War Boss because we play Mana Curve. And I don't mind waiting on the token because it comes in and makes a token, so actually a little bit better token that it makes is the swing instead of waiting. We can always make tokens extra. Intro to me. Yeah. We get a land drop, we're just going ham. Yeah, we're going ham this game. Maybe not. You know what, actually, take that back. Let's play 10th District, we'll play Justice Strike, we'll make another token. Let's do it. Let's go in. I don't need you drawing cards. So, yeah, more multicolored, more go in. You're playing white-black, you could board wipe, you could Kaya's Wrath, but I'm going to take the chance that you don't have it. And Mentor Agabi. 9 damage. Fanta, like 40. No, you quit. You quit, you fall to my submission. You lose. And we are 2 away from gold tier, 7 wins, 3 losses, at least 2 wins directly to result chance for glory, and 1 loss that could have been a win. Very close, thanks to Chance of Glory. I rest my case, Nizzahon Magic. Love you, respect your videos, love your videos, but on this one, your opinion is just opinion. I have proven my position about Chance for Glory with facts. And Chandra says hello. So, after all that, we're going to wait till next time to rank up. But we will play some more games. I will play one more game as kind of a way to celebrate. I think we're going to celebrate with Hydras because 8 heads are better than 1. One last game to top off this Sunday of fun day. To top off, there is the cherry, and the cherry is green, and it is made up of many, many faces. It's also not 100% optimized, so that's why we're not putting it in ranked. Needs a little work. That said, it is ready for rotation. Nothing in the deck is of cards that are going to rotate out. So, yes, work in progress, but by the time we get to rotation and a new set, it will be ready. And there is Nissa. I don't like facing Nissa, but I do love playing Nissa. As you can see from my hand, this is Hydras. All the Hydras. Hail Hydra. That's actually what I should name this deck is Hail Hydra. We are going to change the name of this deck. It is 8 heads or better 1, but no, we are going to name this deck Hail Hydra. We are not afraid of any Captain Americas. We are not afraid of any, we are not afraid of any, Team America's deck here. Let's play that, and let's fight your Storm Tamer. You will lose it. I don't care if you lose it. I don't care if you sack it. I don't care if you lose it to fighting, or if you sack it. It doesn't matter to me. One way or another, it's gone. So, Hydras don't like birds. He's going. Oh, we're going to unsummon the Hydra. Okay. I'm cool with that. I'll cast it again for bigger next time. I'm cool with that. You did that to get 1 damage in. I would have saved that unsummon for something a lot bigger. I mean, granted you're playing Seems Control, so yeah, that's a little bit. We're playing a game. All good. It's time to play it for you. Fight! Keep the Storm Tamer out of here. You'd like to unsummon again? No, you're just leaving. Alright. What you got? What do you got? Gens? You got that island gen? You got counter spells? What you got? Show me what you got. Show me your moves. I'm a moving and a grooving. Right, maybe see, maybe you can't, but my belly is wiggling because I love it. I'm going to play Evolution Sage. Because we want to proliferate. And now it's a good time. Also counterspell bait. Thank you, counterspell bait. Counter those all you want. It's my Hydras I don't want you countering. Smash for Boros. Alright. What do you got? 4 mana. Are you going to play or hold counterspell again? You're going to play Capnet. Alright. Alright, Capnet. So we can play Vivian. Flying. We can only put up a 2/2 flyer, so that's not optimal. Can't fight it really, so let's play Vivian.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
And yeah, we're gonna play it for its -2. We'll lose Vivian, but I'm
Strike
okay.
now. Strike hard.
But I'm okay with it in order to get cards. Incubation year. Alright, no attacks. You can go after Vivian if you'd like. She did her job. Her job was to dig out a card I needed. That is all. So you will opt twice. I do like the gods. And their zombies, man. Somebody needs to make a 5-color zombie deck just around the gods. I don't know if I want to do it because that's a little much.
Let's do this
but
again.
we'll see. I like Incubation Wheel right now, and 2. I like playing 2 of those. Because we're going to play 2 of those. Provided they don't get destroyed, we're going to... Provided they don't get destroyed, we're going to be able to just go ham the turn after. So that's what we're setting up for. Because we'll be able to chew them up. We'll be able to activate 1 next turn, and it will be able to hit for 3 mana. And you want to force a trade. Yeah, why not? See if you'll trade. Nope. Take 2. Goodbye me. Goodbye me. Hydroid Crassus will gain life back later on. And we can fight stuff. Okay, so drawing 2 cards. I do like that. Yeah, first time I've seen it actually. Okay. So 2 mana divination if you control a flyer. Very good. I like it. It has the Josh seal of approval. What do you have as a follow-up? Nothing. Okay. So we're gonna everybody wants. And this is where that evolution stage would have been nice because that would have been 2 proliferate triggers. And thankfully Evolving Wilds got reprinted. So yay. Let's go for a forest. But we like our misses. Okay. What do we got? Incubation Druid for 5. And it should force it to tap the other one. Oh no, it taps itself for it. Okay. Swing it for 2. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Gonna reveal Winged Words, so more cards. Doesn't that reduce its cost by 1? Yeah. So that's a lot of card draw for not very much mana. Flying for red. Nice. Okay. So this is the second one I've seen that's basically creature with pro a color and ability that hoses the kind of spells that opponent would like to cast with that card. So there's a game I played against the Beetle that's black that keeps me from playing warm-on counters on my creatures and his pro green. That one is something I got to learn to deal with at some point. Okay, so here we go. Choices. I want to play Crassus in the worst way. But he's not going to be that powerful. And I actually need to gain life. So let's see. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to end up casting for 8. 6. Alright. And it leaves the other incubation druid on top. So, alright. Okay, so flash flying. I can play the breeding pool. Nope, can't play in this one. Breeding pool in tapped. And no attacks, because we may need to block here. That can be blocked. That can be blocked. I can block the Captain, but obviously not all of them. I can't block all the flyers. I can block Captain, basically. Which is what I will block if he swings with it. He or she swings with it. They do have mana, and they do have plenty of cards. So, Captain could get pumped, that could get bounced. There's a lot of possibilities. As such, they didn't swing, which is good for me. Because we are going to try to kill some things. Christians have a way to play it. 3, 4, 6. That'll get Gargos. Yeah, we're going to go Gargos. And then we're going to try to take Gargos to get a Hydra. Gets canceled. Alright. That happens. Yep. Okay. Solid play. Solid play. That said, I probably just outed your counter spell, so now you may not have a second one. 3, 4, 5. We would get 3. It wouldn't really kill anything. I want to play Nissa? Yeah, I want to play Nissa. Fear factor. If anything, they may swing a Nissa instead of me. So, yeah, that will get negated. Alright, so we bled 2 of their spells out. Alright. No attacks. So, we may have bled 2 of their spells out. I still think we died now. They've got too many swingers. There. They got 3. Okay. So, yeah, they made unblockable. Alright. Alright. That's why we don't play this deck in ranked. It's possible we could have won that game, but it was tough. We ended on a loss, but thankfully not a ranked loss, and even if we count it, it still went 7-4, which is decent. But in any case, 7-3 as I predicted. Anyway, that's it for the episode. Thank you for watching. Please catch this video in a couple hours when I post it. Like, subscribe, and ding the bell at Black Dragon Gaming, your one-stop shopping place for all Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition knowledge. 2nd edition is coming soon officially. Not too much longer now. Be ready for it. There will be many, many videos describing 2nd edition. The channel will be low dad, and I will be loading my likes on it and comments. And also catch us for Final Fantasy Heralds of Dawn, where I play the Lizard Wizard. Later, goodbye, arrivederci, so long.